What's up, guys? It's on my lunch break here. What's that? Is that Cal? Oh, it's on my lunch break here. We're not sponsored, so I can only show you the nutritional facts of this packaging. Not Fruity Pebbles, but what's your guess? Any guesses? It was healthy, but I'm up here sitting with Evan talking about some stuff, and just recently got a notification from our friends over at CSR Racing. Now, we did, I think, talk about in previous episodes Project Vouno being put in the game, and essentially the kit was put into the game, which was super cool. So a guy could go in there and get the car, fit their car with a Liberty Walk. I think ACS was in there, and of course the Label Motorsports Project Vouno. So it was super cool to be a part of that. I think we showed you some of that content in there. I played quite a bit with the car in the game and had a great time. Well, in 2023 SEMA, and I think Evan got some shots of it, the entire team came back out to see us in the HB Tuners booth. And they had a new idea for this year, that they wanted to capture the twin turbo pistachio green wide body on site and put it in the game as a special feature as part of their 8th anniversary. Of course, I jumped at that opportunity. I know Mikkel and the team really well. I've worked with them for, I think nearly 5 years now. Amazing group of individuals. They've come from very diverse backgrounds, but from some big name games like Forza Motorsports, Forza Horizon. The developers that have worked on that also work on CSR, which explains why CSR is the biggest app store racing game. So today, what I wanted to do is kind of open up the game for the first time. They just sent me an email letting me know we gifted you your own car in the game, which is pretty exciting. I haven't opened the app up specifically because we want to show you guys what that looks like when you open it and kind of show you firsthand what we see for the first time. And then I'll walk you guys a little bit through that process after I'll show you what the car looks like in the game and along with how they even found us. So I'm going to jump on my phone right now and show you guys what that looks like. So as you guys can see, this is last year's SEMA build in the game, exactly the same. The only difference being we have just the one set of wheels on it, which was the 5-spoke with MV forged. But this is spitting image. And what's interesting about this, every time that we have a car or parts or whatever get into the game, that these weren't actually created from the CAD data. These were created from thousands of images that they took at the SEMA show in the booth. So when they came up and we chatted, they planned a time to shoot the car, and they shot the car for about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour on top of the CAD data that we provided previously for the kit. They go back and they're able to recreate all of this in their software in their offices, which is crazy because it looks exactly the same as what it looks like in real life. All the way down to the detail in the clear lid that you can see right through the top there, the Solaritech headers. I can see the oil breathers tucked in there for the turbos, the exhaust, the clear tail lights, our stripe. I know when you zoom in on the stripe and the die mags, you can see the text on it. It's just really, it's kind of a surreal feeling to see a car that you built, spent so much time with, and that you can actually drive in the game. So, of course, a big honor to have this in the game as a 5-star car, which means if you bought this car, if you won this car, You can't change it. Those are the special cars in the game that can't be altered, so they have to be driven as is, which gives us a little pat on the back of saying we appreciate your car the way it is. We don't want to change it. And for you guys that don't know how I originally got hooked up with CSR, if you go all the way back into 2016, before I had actually opened Label's physical shop, I built a wide-body Camaro that to me is very dated now, and the budget that we had to build that car was very different. In the circumstances and where we built it was very different. But for what it was pretty cool at the time. It was when the Camaro first came out. And the lead developer at CSR found the car and was taking similar to that process I just told you, taking hundreds of photos while Christina and I sat there in the SCT booth and watched this guy take photos, not say anything. And I'm like, it seems kind of weird. So eventually he's biased. And I said, boy, you like the car? And he's like, oh, I'm just taking a lot of photos. I'd love to get it into a game that I'm developing, or that I have, I think, or worked for at the time. And I said, really, what game? And he explained the whole process to me, and I was like, wow, that's cool. And he's like, would you mind catching up after the show? And I'm like, sure. So he lives in the UK, called me a month after the show, explained the whole process. At that time, they were working with like Ken Block, Hoonigan, some really big names, and just getting started in as far as getting builders involved in the game. And he asked if I would be willing to allow them to use the car in the game, which of course I jumped at. So fast forward to where we are today, that started a great relationship where we touch base every year. They said they want to also create more Label Motorsports builds in the game, to the point that we almost have our own little segment, which is super exciting. Don't know if it'll really happen, but if it does, we'll be here for it. But just these are the things that kind of are intangible and why we do what we do. People always ask, you know, why do you do what you do? Do you love it? And there's things that we do love, things that we don't love. But things like this are very rewarding because it's almost like being a kid again, spending all your years and time to create a business that you can have a creative outlet where you can build cars like you could as a kid is very special. And the fact that people recognize that and they give us opportunities like this in the game are invaluable. So these are one of the things that keep me pushing on to the next project and gets the team excited and proud of what we do here every day at Label. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy some of this in-game content of the car. And if you haven't downloaded CSR2, go check it out, download it. You'll see why it's the #1 game in the App Store as far as racing. And rumors are they're coming out with a future version of this that is insane. Forza level, but for your phone. I can't wait to see that come out, and hopefully we'll be a part of that too. Thanks for watching, guys.